We are good to go, gentlemen. We're back.
Excellent.
JavaJawaJaw
Back at
episode. I don't even know what 8. 18?
I've lost track of what episode.
Well, this is episode
I don't
6
even know.
of this one. There was 12 episodes of Mandalorian, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, if you're talking about episodes of the show that we're covering, then it's episode 6. But how many episodes of JavaJawaJaw have there been?
I think this is 19 because we did.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's 19. We did 12 episodes of Mando.
Wow.
Then we did one that was toy related, and now we're on episode 6 of Clone Wars. So I'm not a mathlete, but I think that's 19.
Man,
Right?
that's pretty impressive.
We're
Our little
pretty amazing.
babies all grows up.
I know. We're
Yeah.
if we got any more awesome, it would be scary. So.
Let's not push it.
Next week being episode 20. It's gonna be pretty amazing. So hey you guys, how are you?
All right, hey guys, welcome to JavaJawaJaw. Yeah, I'm Terry. This is Ryan Kent.
Nice intro.
Yeah.
Wait, cue the music.
You know, it's just so hard to. I much respect to all these people like talk show hosts and musicians and all these people that are out there during this whole COVID-19 takeover that are doing this stuff like this, because this is just weird.
Right.
Live streaming is just off. It's just unsettling. You've got the people you're talking to right in front of you and everything. So there's that. But by and large, it's just like being in a room talking to yourself, and it's a little bit unsettling, at least for me. I mean, maybe it comes more naturally to some people than others, but
I've got
this is for me, it's a new thing.
Since we don't have a studio audience, I have a laugh track, so just in case.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's good.
I also have a fart noise app, so we can play that.
Oh, nice.
What we need is that that DJ horn.
Right. Right. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty
No,
good. 5 points for
I don't think-
DJ effects.
I'm making that up. I don't think we need that.
Yeah, it was pretty.
DJ.
It is weird because I much prefer us like here filming the thing and being able to bounce
Yeah.
ideas and whatnot. And I much prefer the Saturday mornings to a recording.
Yeah.
I missed that, so hopefully, we got a few more weeks of this nonsense and we'll get back to
I
normal.
missed the coffee.
You missed, yeah. What are you drinking, man? That's just.
I can't drink coffee at 8 p.m.
Excuse me.
Some
I
of
disagree.
us have to sleep.
Yeah, Ryan's fortunate that he's one of those crazy people who can actually, like, all my Bulgarian friends had that same affliction. Those guys could drink like multiple espressos at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, then go home and hit the hay and then sleep for a solid 8 hours.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't know if I'm just like nervous or what my deal is, but I cannot pull that off.
It's probably 2 years of taking pre-workouts at 10 p.m. to go to the gym.
Yeah, that's
And we're
probably got a
talking
lot
like
to
the
do with it.
pre-workouts I usually have between 250 and 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Right.
So that's 3 or 4 cups of coffee, and
Right.
so a single cup of coffee is not
Yeah.
that much.
Dialing it back.
I've got to. I should say that, if we let's just do a little bit of a flashback here. What was the name of that? Is it Fourth Corner or Third Corner?
Fourth Corner
Coffee
Bakehouse.
Fourth Corner Bakehouse. Yeah, we brought home. You and I each brought home that whiskey. Tainted. Tainted is probably not the right word to use for it. We don't.
Aged.
Nobody. This is a PG.
Aged.
So don't bring up the taint. Anyway.
Bourbon aged, and yours was rye.
Mine was rye. Yours was bourbon aged, and both of them were delicious in their own right. They were good enough. I think you got tired of yours after a little while, right?
I did.
Yeah. And I started to get tired of mine. Obviously. Yeah. Obviously, both of us are kind of like weren't really digging it, and then I discovered the secret is to actually add some bourbon or rye to it. It's as if like the whole notion of having coffee aged in bourbon or rye was basically just to enhance the flavor of combining the two things together.
Who knew? He's a
It's
wizard.
amazing because I've had bourbon in coffee before,
Yeah.
and I was like, eh. And when we had the coffee by itself, the bourbon and or rye aged coffee by itself, it tasted very similar. So that's what triggered the idea in my head. Like,
Gotcha.
oh wait, what this really needs is just a little bit more whiskey flavor. And
You
so
were
when
just-
you add
you
the
were-
whiskey
you were
to
missing
it,
you were missing the alcohol. The flavor was
Exactly.
there, but there was no alcohol.
no, it was. It's not even the alcohol. The alcohol thing is not the reason why I drink bourbon or rye. It is the flavor. I just love the subtlety and the nuance of different bourbons and different ryes. The spiciness of the rye, the sweetness of the bourbon, blah blah blah. But this isn't JavaJawa bourbon.
It could be. It's okay. We're here talking to. Yeah, you're a wizard, Terry.
Old Ben's
yeah, it's
old Ben's hut showed up. I'm becoming more of a wizard every day, Night of Ren. It's true.
If your hair gets long throughout this process, you could be Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was actually shooting more for Saruman or.
Oh, nice.
I told somebody recently that I'm going for a depressed Deathstroke, but we'll see how much longer I can tolerate.
I can see a little Dooku in there as well.
Ooh.
Dooku, a couple weeks ago, I would have said the same thing. Yeah, it's getting a little bit out of hand right now. I'm not really resembling Dooku as much as I would prefer. But
and that's like that's your segment for Under the Helmet. Boom.
That's Under the Helmet. That's it. Okay.
Under the robe.
So I hear we had another episode of Clone Wars this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what we're calling it, we had an episode of Clone Wars.
Yeah, it was interesting, right?
It was. What was the word for it? It was entertaining. Yeah. Entertaining. I enjoyed it. Yeah. We went on a little journey. That was fine. It was one of those just going to move the story along, but nothing happened. I'll say nothing happened. Nothing that I would talk about for a week happened. Nothing like that. So
for me, the only thing that I was able to get out of this, and you're right, and we talked about this before the show even started, everyone, but I think we all agree that this was plot-wise, that this was essentially just setting us up for something opposite, something awesome next episode. I think the next episode is really going to be the one that clinches this trilogy of Ahsoka and Trace and oh god, what's Trace's sister name? Rafa. Yeah, the Trace Rafa Ahsoka triumvirate, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think insofar as like plot is concerned, not a whole lot happened. It was just a whole lot of setup and not a whole lot of delivery. But the relationship development that we saw between the three, solidifying their dynamic, that was pretty crucial. I question the need to take an entire episode to do it.
I feel like they could have just added this one to the last episode.
Yeah, but then there would have been like a double episode.
Yeah. I feel like we were here in The Mandalorian too, though. Ed Martin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it very much. I feel like this happened in The Mandalorian as well, though. We had an episode that was kind of like and there's was just kind of moved the plot along, and I think it was oh man, I just thought of that. There was an episode in there. Was it the one where he met Cara Dune? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where
I think that was the one you didn't like. One where they were on the planet. Yeah, they were on the planet, a desolate world. Well, it's not even desolate; it's just actually a remote world. And episode 4, I think, right?
I was thinking there's something there. So there's one in every series, but this particular one, we found it. Therefore, all the rest of them are going to be amazing.
I guess, yeah. I mean, this was definitely not my favorite episode. God, I just don't want to sit here and just like bash this episode.
No, I don't want to do that. There's some interesting stuff in here, though. There were some interesting things. So one, that's what started at the beginning is saying the Ahsoka's still working on her chopper.
Yeah.
Right? So
which is still badass. I love
it. It looks great. I imagine she's going to eventually finish that thing. But she's going to be stuck on Coruscant if she gets back there because that's not going to take her anywhere other than around Coruscant. So I don't know what she's going to do with that thing.
Right.
So we got that. Rafa makes this deal and is very, very sneaky. Her pilot ship guy thing falls through, so she calls up her sister and says, "Hey, I need your help with this thing." Rafa is a snake, man.
Rafa is a narcissist, and she's manipulative, and she's vile. I don't even. A lot of times, you want to say about a character like that looks like their heart's in the right place, but I don't even think her heart's in the right place. I think she's 100% selfish and manipulative, and she's not. She may care about her sister on some level, or think that she cares about her sister, sister on some level, but no, she's fooling herself. She really only cares about herself, and that's the end of it. In fact, I think the only reason that she'll pretend to care about her sister is because it feeds her own narcissism. She needs to be seen as not being evil, bad, what have you. So she only pretends to care about her sister insofar as it feeds that narcissism.
Yeah. Are you a fan of her, Kent?
Not a fan, but it's definitely keeping things moving, which is cool. We find out about the ship and that she needs a pilot, so that was a little interesting.
They still need a pilot because Trace is not a good pilot. This whole plan was terrible. Fly. Yeah, her first time flying. I guess we can kind of back up to that when she's trying to find the ship. That we discover that she got the laundromat from a gambling debt from, I believe it's a Calrissian at some point, somewhere in there. I think this.
Did they say a Calrissian?
I think so. Somewhere in the early part of the episode, she wanted. Wow. She wanted. Trace was telling her about where this laundromat thing came from, and. She gets this laundromat. It's a front. That's all it is a front for her dealings in the underworld. She needs a pilot, so she gets the sister. They go do their thing. So they're taking off, and they keep making fun of the name of the ship, which was the Silver Angel. And
okay, that brings up something interesting.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The naivete of Trace.
100%.
Everything about her, that's just all that her character screams. Is just naive, and she's caught in the middle between these two warring personas, Ahsoka and Rafa. Both of them, each in her own way, is way more worldly than Trace will likely ever be. Because I still maintain that she's going to be a tragic character. But you've got Ahsoka, who has viewed the world from the heights of Coruscant and from within the Jedi Temple and at the front lines of the war. And she represents one faction, one perspective of galactic existence during the Civil War. And then you've got Rafa, who has grown and learned how to become a survivor on her own within the criminal underworld, within the underworld of Coruscant in general. So each has grown beyond where Trace is. Trace represents idealism, even if she doesn't really see the Jedi as being heroes, she has these notions in her head, these like dream-like, girl-like notions in her head of what the galaxy is going to be, of what it's like to have a starship and be a starship pilot, and those dreams are in the process of being shattered.
Yeah.
Now, maybe that's all the tragedy is going to be. Maybe it's just going to be like the downfall of her dream.
It's like meeting your hero and finding out they're a jerk.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. Except replace hero with a perceived view of all of existence.
Yeah,
or of what life is going to be like. I mean,
and she thinks she thinks that whatever her sister tells her that's how it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's naive. I think naive. I think is the right word.
We talked about this last week about how Rafa and Ahsoka have this. I'm sorry, we're not Rafa. Rafa and Trace have this relationship, but at the same time, Trace recognizes that there's something missing that she doesn't have, and she's actually seeking that out with Ahsoka right now. She's trying to fill that hole with her relationship with Ahsoka, and it's working. They've developed their own dynamic,
right.
And for Trace, I think it is filling the hole. She wants at this point to have both Ahsoka and Rafa in her life, but the two are just like matter and antimatter.
Yeah.
And they're going to, at some point, they're going to collide and cause a massive explosion. We've seen, I think, the beginnings of that in this episode.
No doubt.
This is all going to be very binge-worthy. This is all these episodes are for this season. This is going to be the most binge-worthy season of the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah.
In four episode arcs, much like the Umbara series is very binge-worthy. You can't just watch one episode. You've got to watch it like it's a movie.
Oh, you have to.
Right.
Essentially, it is. Hopefully, the peak will be in the next episode of this arc. But Kent, the jokes about the naming of the ship, the Silver Angel, and do you think All right, because we found out later that Trace is not really a pilot. She drove some speeders, and somehow she gets behind the wheel of a starship and starts going into hyperspace and all this other kind of stuff. Did she like watch YouTube and learn how to build this thing and fly it, or what's the deal, man? Is there I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't talked about that, have they?
No.
She's good at building things, and I imagine, her surroundings. There's probably plenty of people that are working on things and things that are broken down and everything. So she's probably learning from her surroundings. The other thing with the Silver Angel, and kind of build on what Terry was talking about. Her sister in Ahsoka, it's like she's got the good little person talking on one side of her shoulder, and then like the little devil's advocate on the other side of her shoulder, and she's kind of stuck in between this whole episode.
Gotcha. Well, she clearly, she takes off. She gets into. We know right off the bat she doesn't know what the heck she's doing because she gets into the military lane.
That was great. That was a great bit.
The first thing she does is go for all the gunships.
Oh, it's so adorable.
She was naive. She didn't know.
Stay out of that lane.
Yeah. And by the way, if we're going to see gunships in Clone Wars again and again, Hasbro.
Gunship. Yeah, I think Ryan's ready for a gunship, Hasbro.
I need a gunship. Just saying.
Yeah, I would have been at one point, but I think I've decided.
6-inch gunship, 3 3/4-inch gunship. Don't even care. Just make gunship.
Maybe that'll be Tuesday's announcement.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a big one. I'm looking forward to that.
I just had a thought.
Shoot.
If we can just backtrack like 2 seconds, the Silver Angel is going to wind up being a metaphor for Grace's naivete. Yeah, so we are straight up. At some point, I think that the Silver Angel will be destroyed, will be lost in some way or another, and that's really going to wind up being a symbol for the destruction of her outlook on life, on the world, on the death of her naivete, her childhood dreams being destroyed.
Speaking of the Silver Angel,
literally and metaphorically.
Speaking of Silver Angel, are air brakes a thing in space?
In space, they are not. But when your ship is also rated for Atmo, then yeah, they become a thing. Because
they had a bumpy ride in hyperspace because of air brakes. I'm going, that's cool. I think that was just a joke more than it actually being a reality thing. But
was it a bumpy? I can't remember. Was it a bumpy ride?
She left. She left the air brakes on, and
okay, that's silly.
She goes, "Oh yeah, that could have been bad." I'm going, they're in space.
That feels like a nod to Doctor Who. There was a bit in Doctor Who where the TARDIS makes that crazy sound, and there's a joke like, it's not supposed to make that sound. You leave the air brakes on, or you leave the brakes on, or something like that.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe that was just a nod to that. I don't know. But
the Mando knows how to use the brakes,
right?
Yep.
Well, that's true. He did some maneuvers.
That's a little different though. It's he just reversed thrusters. Which
exactly.
That's a real thing. I mean, that's basically brakes in space.
Right.
But
I don't know. Well, they land on. They go to. Rafa doesn't want to tell them anything. Where they're going. They end up on Kessel.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the sisters try to find out why the heck Ahsoka knows everything about everything.
Right.
And which they never do. So they pick on Kessel. It's an interesting thing because on Kessel they talk about this family, the Yoruba, I think that's what it said, Yoruba family, the king, that kind of fun stuff. They go meet with the king, right? The king's assistant, essentially. They go by and pick up the spice, where they get their first glimpse of slaves and the slave camp there mining the spice and all that kind of stuff. That was interesting.
Good job bringing in the whole. Basically, they just ported over the whole Kessel as we saw it in Solo. So here's the interesting thing with that. Is that what it looked like before Solo came out, or did they totally redo it after Solo was a thing? How far along were they in the making of this episode?
Right.
When Solo came out.
Or was this a different mine altogether and it just looks different?
I don't know. It doesn't really look different to me. To me, it seemed very similar to what we saw in Solo.
It definitely had the vibe of it.
Yeah,
definitely had the vibe. It was interesting because they go down there, they're like, "Oh, look at all those droids," and they go, "No, that's people. That's people."
Right.
And it's a common thing. You can look at like the I guess the juxtaposition of if you got the slave labor going on down and the spice mines. It was just essentially a drug factory. I mean, that's essentially they're mining cocaine. Essentially, is what's happening here.
That's kind of how I felt about it always. I mean, even cocaine, the core of cocaine can have medicinal value, which is what they're talking about. You refine it and you make medicine out of it, or you make cocaine out of it.
Right. But, so they're doing this. Right. You've got all the poor people working the camps or whatever, and then you've got the rich kings and his lavish deal, and which you see in all kinds of different societies. You see all kinds of stuff. They go down there, pick up the spice, and head over to the next planet where the Pikes are.
Yeah.
Interesting things. And now the Pikes, if you guys don't remember, from Clone Wars, the Pikes are a clan who essentially just kind of go wherever. They're drug dealers essentially. So, I mean, for lack of a better word.
Oh yeah.
Gangsters.
Right, and they joined Darth Maul in the Shadow Coalition when he was taking over Mandalore. Him and the Death Watch, and he did his whole scheming thing. The Pikes joined Maul in the attack on Mandalore. So that's where we've seen them before. Yeah. So pretty cool characters. It's weird.
I'm looking up right now because I think I'm trying to figure out where the Pike Syndicate came from. I have never researched them.
They're on their own planet.
Did they first appear? Did they first appear in Clone Wars, or were they a thing in the expanded universe?
No, I think. Well, I don't know about the EU, but definitely as far as the animated show or show at all, it's definitely
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. It was definitely Maul.
Clone Wars, Dark Disciple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about them in Dark Disciple, Darth Maul, son of Dathomir. It's funny, I don't remember that Solo Star Wars story. Yeah. Looks like that's it. Yeah. They were a new thing in Clone Wars. Okay, doing my research in the middle of the show. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's professional, Jack. That's how we roll.
Better than none.
That's exactly.
Right. Yeah, they meet the Pikes, who are definitely problematic, conniving, that kind of deal. And then the plan. I didn't understand the plan. Did you guys understand what the heck the plan was? After Trace dumps the spice out in space and they're flying along. And then, did you understand what? Because surely Ahsoka didn't say the plan is I'm going to use the Force, and she didn't do that.
No, she didn't. She just said she was going to do something. It was like okay, just follow my lead, kind of a thing. And so she used her Force trick. Trace, or rather, Rafa knew something was up, but didn't know exactly what it was, and just rolled with it. It seemed to me like the whole idea of the plan was like this desperate gambit. Like, okay, we're going to pretend to deliver the spice. I'm going to use my Force abilities to convince them to give us the money, and then we're just going to try to get away before they catch on to the fact that they've just been swindled.
Yeah. Right?
So, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't
pretty
work.
much it. What do you think? How would you have done it, Kent?
Yeah, Kent, you're taking over the galaxy.
I would not have dumped the spice.
Right?
Good call.
Definitely would not have dumped the spice. That was not a good look.
No,
that goes back to
least.
her naivety, though. What Terry was saying earlier, she's.
It was a very petulant thing to do.
It was a bad move.
Stupid. It was just dumb.
She's not prepared for this life.
Yeah, and she didn't know who the Pikes were, so she didn't realize how much trouble she was getting into.
I don't know. I just this whole bit, that whole bit right there, might be just the one thing that took me out of the episode.
It didn't make any sense logically to do that. On any level, made no sense.
I mean, that is like toddler level tantrum that she just threw.
Well, she kept saying nobody's going to take my ship. Nobody's going to take my ship. But I didn't. They're making in this episode. They made that character to be so, like you said, childlike, naive, simple, that.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
it's unbelievable. It's not believable.
Yeah.
For her age, I mean, she's not a kid, right? Well, she's a kid. She's not a kid. She's, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that was it. Maybe they were just trying to. Maybe she has some sort of emotional disorder, or developmental disorder, and that we're just now seeing in her. I don't know.
Well, they said their parents left them. early in the episode, so I'm sure that had some impact on that. I mean, we can't really get into psychology here. We're not experts on this, but
I'm really not either. Yeah, I can't.
You know, I don't know.
Anyway,
right? It was just one of those. I don't know. So
yeah,
favorite episode.
It defies logic.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have this episode done. There were some cool parts to it.
Yeah.
Not the least of which, and I don't even think we've touched on this yet, was that moment between Ahsoka and Anakin touching each other through the Force.
Exactly.
As they flew by.
That was the best part of the episode.
I don't know about you, but that brought straight up tears to my eyes.
That was a nice callback.
That was great.
Was
back from Vader and Luke.
Yes. Yeah.
Which happens to be Vader and Ahsoka.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, that was the best part.
Yeah, that was definitely the strong part. That was my favorite part of the episode. Everything else was just, like you said, build up to what one can only assume is a climax, and then hopefully another climax. Climax after climax after climax.
Yeah, I got up early Friday to watch this thing, got some coffee, whatever, and watched this episode. And afterwards, I was like, okay.
Right.
Moving on with my day now.
Yeah.
There was no, like, throughout the day, I wasn't thinking back to what I saw, what I thought. It wasn't like when we were watching, I don't know, the finale of Mandalorian or whatever, in the middle episodes of Mandalorian. I wasn't going, I wonder if I missed, what happened here. I didn't think about it the whole day. So that being said, next week, what the heck's gonna happen?
Don't know, man. I mean, I went on to StarWars.com and watched what's basically a trailer for this entire 4-episode arc. So, and there's some great starfighting battles coming up.
Oh, nice.
Looks like they're occurring in Atmo. So I guess not really starfighting, but flying aerial battles that are coming up.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. I'm still not convinced. Have they confirmed that this is a 4-episode story arc? Because I feel like this could wrap itself up in an episode. But then I kind of felt that way about the Bad Batch episodes, too.
Yeah, well,
I think it'll go
Batch.
You think it's going 4, Kent? Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see 4, and then we'll have another 4, another 4 episodes. Yeah. I don't know, but here's the thing. Let me predict this. We're going to sit here and talk about this episode, and it's not our favorite episode or whatever. And then in 6 more weeks, we're going to be wishing we had more episodes, no matter what even it is, good, bad, or whatever.
Yeah, can't argue with that logic.
we're going to be like, you remember that one episode nobody liked? I'm going to go watch it again.
Well, I agree with Terry. I think depending on what we get next, I think this episode will be more enjoyable when you can watch it with the next episode. So if you can sit down and watch all 3 or 4 episodes, I think it'll be more enjoyable. I did really enjoy Kessel. I thought it was pretty awesome the way they did the visuals for Kessel, and kind of getting to see that nice side of Kessel, and then the just tore apart, ravaged side of Kessel.
Right.
Yeah, that's the contrast was awesome, and I think that you're right, Kent. I think that's really the first time that anybody's gotten to see the upper echelon of the upper hierarchy of Kessel at that point. Right. It never occurred to me before this that there might be that side of Kessel. Before this, I'd always just seen Kessel in my mind as just the mining planet.
Exactly.
Nothing like that. There was just no gentility, no royalty, so to speak, or any actual any leadership would have just been up in a trailer on top of the cliff,
right.
overseeing everything that was going on. Yeah, it's like everybody else who benefit off of it. They didn't live on Kessel. They lived on Coruscant, or they lived on Ord Mandel, or someplace nice. They lived someplace nice.
Yeah, I did a little research on Kessel yesterday, and the king that they were supposedly going to meet, the Yoruba king, that family was in the higher echelons, and essentially, from what I read, again I don't know, was that the family, the king family, essentially lived in wealth and whatnot, and the empire was actually the one running the mines, taking the spice and doing this, and then they just lived over here and let the empire do whatever they wanted to do. That's essentially what I read. I don't know. but it's certainly, it's not honestly not that much different from Coruscant. You had the higher epsilons of Coruscant. You get the low down.
Right.
It's not a whole lot different other than the slavery thing. I don't know. We haven't seen slavery on Coruscant, I don't think.
Not that I can recall.
So that might be the one, deciding factor there. But it was visually a well done piece. Dialogue was, iffy. And story arc, we'll see how that goes along. But
I didn't pay attention to who wrote it. I have no idea.
I didn't either. Yeah. But that being said, we don't want to sit here and just crap on it the whole night. We don't want to do that.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's like everything we were talking about the other night. I mean, if something disappoints me, I just want to move on.
Let's move on to Buy Me Toys.
I'm ready to talk about toys, man.
Can we?
Most definitely. Should I do it with my helmet on? I keep wanting to put that helmet on for an episode.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's a Mandalorian episode.
I got helmets. I'll put on my Vader helmet. Buy Me Toys this week. Upcoming. I'm going to talk about
JavaJaWaJaw, the helmet episode.
The helmet. There's an upcoming Hasbro. Hasbro made a post. Hasbro Pulse on Instagram made a post. They probably posted other words. They said that Star Wars fans, in celebration of Star Wars Fan Appreciation Day on 3/31, I didn't know that was a thing. So that's Tuesday.
Neither did I.
Tuesday is Star Wars Fan Appreciation Day.
Boom.
What was Sideshow's going to do with that?
Which is interesting. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. We're partnering with some of your favorite fan sites to reveal some awesome new figures coming in 2020. So this Tuesday, we got new figures being revealed by Hasbro.
That's cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
Sideshow?
The
gauntlet has been thrown down, Sideshow.
What would you guys in the chat? What would you guys like to see?
Yeah, let's
Kent's
see
already
what
got
everybody
something
wants
for
to
me
see.
that he found because he was out. So Kent, did you have it or is it in your car?
It's in the car.
What?
Rookie.
I already felt bad enough about bringing all my Marvel Legends in, I'm not supposed to be toy hunting, but
no.
I kind of toy hunted a little bit.
In stores now, Commander Black Series figure, Zori Bliss is out, the 6-inch Zori Bliss.
Right.
There's some other ones. Those are the two notable ones that I can remember. I'm going to pass on Zori Bliss. I love the character, but it's not a figure I feel like I have to own.
Oh, no. No, definitely.
Commander Bly to go with my other commanders is a must. Gotta have it.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. Beskar. Oh, everybody said they want a Beskar Mando. Well, not everybody. Knight of Ren just wants it a lot.
Knight of Ren wants it 6 times. Yeah.
Yeah. Beskar Mando would be cool. I'd be okay with that or not. I'm cool with it. We're getting the Child Black Series release at some point. It's already been on pre-order, so I'm sure we'll get an updated Mando. But Kent, what characters would you like to see that you wouldn't necessarily collect, but you would pick up for myself, Terry, and Harold?
Because that's the dynamic. Let's face it.
That's just what it is. He finds the toys when we pay him. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
He's our bounty hunter.
I imagine we're probably not done with Empire Strikes Back, so there could still be some more Empire Strikes Back announcements with the 40 years.
They already announced the Bespin Luke back at Toy Fair, right? Or
maybe we get
that's
well,
I'd be curious to see if they follow up on that.
Maybe we'll get a 6-inch Tauntaun and Hoth, Luke and Han.
Wow, there still hasn't been a 6-inch Tauntaun.
Well, there was a Power of the Force one with a stupid face on it.
Yeah, Power of the Force was I think the last time.
Yeah. It was like smiling like a cartoon Tauntaun. It was dumb. It was stupid.
It was happy.
Harold Green sounding off. There was a list of Black Series figures that was found on the Walmart site with at least a dozen figures listed that they had it pulled, so he's sure it's legit.
Let me see if I can find that. And Harold, if you have it, send it to me. But let me see if I can. I have some sources, so let's.
Yeah, somebody's got to have it. I'm sure Harold's on point.
So we've got the Black Series Commander guy. It's a GameStop system. I don't know what that's going to look like. The Night of Ren. One of the Knights of Ren is in the 6-inch line that's being released. It's actually advertised on Target's website or in the upcoming Target ad. So I'll get Bly, which Kent's got. I'll also pick up a Knight of Ren because he just looks cool. Yeah.
That might be a set of 6-inch figures to get. Yeah. If they release all of them, then yeah, I would be all over that.
I'd be in on that. I don't need the Sith Jet Trooper. I can pass on that one. So
yeah, I'm all for that. Jet Trooper.
Yeah, it looked all right. I did see that today.
The Jet Trooper?
Yeah.
I bet you didn't see a Knight of Ren.
I did not see a Knight of Ren.
No, we won't see those. There's the Stormtrooper Commander from the Force Unleashed game. That figure's pretty cool. Harold's actually doing a custom of that, or he did one for some photos. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'd like to see. I would love. I don't think we're going to see, but I'd like to see a Clone Wars Ahsoka, but we're not going to see that anytime soon. I don't think. The Rebels Ahsoka's okay, but I'd like to see the younger Ahsoka. So.
Yeah.
But I doubt.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'd like to have so I can put with my other my clone commanders. I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Harold Green says we're getting a Cad Bane.
Cad Bane, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
I'd be okay with that since I don't
Think
have
about
Hondo.
Yeah,
somebody does.
Who? Looking at him right now.
Despicable. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a Hondo. Cad Bane would be cool. I'm good with that. What other commanders do we have? We got Bly. I'm trying to think. Are we gonna get like a Neo and a Bakara? Out of the Black Series, we got the other commanders. Are we going to get those?
I don't collect the Matrix. I don't know. It'd be really awesome if we did, though. I mean, again, I'm not. I've put the fork in Black Series. Once they come out with Zeb, then I think I'm done. Unless they decide to do all of the Knights of Ren, and then
then he sucks him back in.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's the whole thing. I was thinking about that with Rise of Skywalker this week after watching it again. I just really love the design work in that movie more so than I do any of the characters. I think. Yeah. That's maybe I don't know. Maybe just a few 6-inch figures and the Art of book. That'll do for me. I don't know.
So other than Black Series figures, Hot Toys made a pretty ginormous announcement this week. With their 1-to-1 scale life-size child. Huge announcement. That came with some mixed reviews.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
Big time. So let me put it to you this way.
What are people hating?
Let me put it to you this way. 3 weeks ago or so, Sideshow releases their Legacy 1-to-1 scale child, right?
Yes.
So I put out links or whatever, and I have a report that says, hey, look, this person used your link, did this, whatever, right? Referral, like, people bought, as far as from what's happened with me, people bought that Sideshow life-size child, like, it was crazy, man. Bam, bam, bam. I just got notifications left and right. People buying this thing.
Mania.
Okay? This time, I got one notification on the Hot Toy version.
Wow. There's quite a bit of difference $150 makes.
Right? So the issues
the
with
Sideshow price was $250, right?
$350. $350 and $410.
Oh, okay.
So not a whole lot of not a huge difference. $350, $410. But the main issues with this one, and you guys in the chat, you guys let me know which one you guys are preferring to get, or maybe you get none of them. I don't know, or maybe you get both. The Sideshow version for me, being built and designed and guided by Legacy, was the winner for me. It was like, that's who made the puppet in the show. Done. I'm good with it. I don't need to move it. I'm not going to pose it. I'm not going to take it to work. It's going to sit on a shelf just like my other PFs I got up there, and that's it. I'm good. The Hot Toys version looks great. Different expression. Some people like the expression, some didn't, but that's normal. Whatever. The thing with the Hot Toys version is the ears were interchangeable.
Right.
So there's a giant seam going around the ears, and that's really, from what I can see in the chats, most of the time that's been the biggest issue is the giant seam around the ears. So that was it.
I'll be interested to see if they're able to fix that, quote unquote, in production. Because sometimes I'm looking at the Sideshow one, and there's a very distinct wrinkle at the same spot as that seam on the Hot Toys version. It's just that it's like they've tried to minimize the wrinkle in the sculpt for the Hot Toys version. But if they accentuate that, then you could almost hide that seam. If they, and by accentuate it, I mean actually correct it so that it looks more accurate to the one that Sideshow's doing.
It's absolutely a preference. I don't know there's one better than that one or whatever. It's a preference on which expression you like and what. I don't know.
It's a very difficult thing to pull off.
We got a long time before we see the production value or production product.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a long time. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is I pre-ordered the Sideshow one. That's all. Doesn't mean I won't get the other one. I might get both. I'm like, I don't know.
Amateur toy hunter thinks the child is a highly overrated character. Strong words. Bold words.
That's you take that back.
Right?
You take that back right now. What did Terry say in one episode? You go to hell. You go to hell and you die. That's what he said in one episode. That was the telemarketer calling me. He said that. That was funny. Yeah. It might be an overrated character depending on, but it's clearly without that character there is no Mandalorian story. So it kind of, I don't know. Season 2's coming.
It is coming.
I don't think the child's going to get a whole lot of development over the season 2 because it's 50 years old now and it clearly developed slowly. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see. Fabulous Disaster says, I'm sticking with Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe to collect. G.I. Joe's on the money, man.
The opening volley is pretty tight. Insofar as the packaging is concerned. Look at that. Kent's got him right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The posing that you can do with it is incredible. It's first rate. It beats a lot of 6-scale stuff out there.
There's no way. Yeah.
It's an engineering wonder.
Yeah. It's crazy. I really having a lot of fun with this thing, but it's a different medium. You don't have to worry about joints because they don't. I mean, it's just they're everywhere. But
I'm like the only person in the world that does not have that snake eyes.
This might
in this world, the only one. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. This.
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
That's crazy, and the feet are that was flat a minute ago, but it's pretty good. The packaging is on point as I showed, but it's I'm not. I thought I was going to dive into the line and just like army build. I'm not going to do that. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous because then I'll have to change all of my display back here, and I'll have Kent's like display back here instead of Hot Toys. I'll have a G.I. Joe like army thing, and so I'm not going to do that. I will get some of the key players whenever Cobra Commander drops. I'll get him. I'll get some henchmen to fight. Destro. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But this guy right here is cool, and I'm enjoying him. So.
Definitely needs Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow is a must as well. So if you guys didn't know, Hasbro actually dropped a good amount of episodes of the 80s original G.I. Joe cartoon on YouTube, and you can go binge watch them all.
Yeah, I saw that. That's kind of exciting.
It's pretty cool.
That's one of the only cool thing that's come out of this whole COVID thing is things like that.
Right.
People just dropping for free or releasing early things that we normally would have had to wait for. I mean, we got Rise of Skywalker a few days early. That was cool. Like the G.I. Joe thing. That's pretty awesome. I haven't decided if I'm going to take any of my time to watch it yet. What is that? Is that something that came with it?
Yeah. This is the weapon rack.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You G.I. Joe fans have got it going on now, man. This is like... Right? Yeah, I think this is more exciting than the Sideshow's 6-scale line, and I loved that. I had every figure.
Welcome back.
I'm not going down that path. I'm not going to do it.
6 scale or GI Joe in general?
The sideshow 6 scale. Yeah.
Nah, there's no need. It's you've got to. I think that for me, I'm more excited about this because for the same reason that I was excited, and Harold Green and I talked about this way back. The reason I got excited about 6-inch Black Series is because a 6-inch figure in an adult man's hands, scale-wise, is roughly similar to a 3.75-inch figure in a 5-year-old's hands.
Right.
So it felt familiar to me as soon as I picked one up. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this. This is familiar to me." So this will take me back to my days of collecting GI Joes when they first came out and were a thing.
There's way too many of them. Holy cow! Yeah. They got extra hands. I mean, shurikens.
Cool.
Size. I mean, just kind of crazy stuff. So I'm having fun with this. But again, where am I going to display? I don't know. I'm probably going to package them up back in the beautiful packaging. And put them on a shelf right here and just enjoy the packaging. It's probably what I'm going to do.
I think that's very tasteful.
Yeah. Because this, honestly, this is just... That's crazy.
That's pretty rad. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, I'm enjoying it. Anyways, Kent, you've got some upcoming, since we're still talking about toys, Black Widow Wave, which you are... I'm sure you'll have a video coming on sometime this week, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or if you got something else you're working on.
Well, I'm gonna try to do 2 figures each video, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a versus format and see what people say in the comments as far as which figure they like and why, and maybe do some polls on Instagram. So I'm gonna try a Marvel Legends versus coming this week.
Oh wow! All right. I like it. I'm doing a Hot Toys collection video sometime this week. An updated video. So I spent yesterday reposing so many figures.
Yeah, I saw. That's
so many. So I'm not going to say what somebody said on Instagram about me and Terry, but I'm just going to say stepping up my game. That's all.
Somebody said something on Instagram about us. Was I aware of this?
Oh, see, even Terry's ignoring me. I sent him a post.
Oh, did you send it to me via Instagram or did you send it on Facebook?
I sent it on our Star Wars and Coffee chat. Where was it? Hold on.
I was working today, so
that's okay. We'll let you slide.
Was it today?
Here, I'll just send it to you again so you can read it.
Okay.
It's boom. There we go. I just sent it to you. I just thought it was funny. I got a kick out of it. Because historically, I suck at posing.
Okay, yeah. I saw that. I thought it was going to be something disparaging.
No, that was good.
That was good. It was really good.
I got a kick out of it. So I had all these troopers, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I need some more troopers, man. I've got like the army building bug.
Which is a reasonable thing to say when you say it to yourself when you look at a wall of troopers.
Right.
I think I need more troopers.
I need more troopers. And they're all different, except for I have 2 of the same one. I do have 2.
Right.
No, I have 2 Return of the Jedi troopers, and I have 2 Jedi Patrol troopers that are the same. But to be fair, the Return of the Jedi troopers, you could have 100 of them, and whatever.
Right.
I don't know if I need to, like the Rogue One troopers. I know the armor's a little different, but the cost to just go get the Return of the Jedi troopers and Army build does it makes a lot more sense than chasing Rogue One troopers.
Yes, yeah. I think if you're just wanting any old stormtrooper will do. I'm just going to go out there, and I've decided recently, just to, like you probably, just to be a completionist for the most part. I don't know that I'll get the gold chromed one, or the porcelain one? That's
porcelain,
I don't know those
gold, copper.
There was a copper. Yeah. That was really limited. That'd be a hard one to find.
The porcelain one you couldn't give away for a cup of soup not too long ago, and now it's a thing.
Exorbitant.
So
I think a lot of people are having the same idea to just go ahead and build their troopers.
Yeah. Well, and I got
that's fine. If they price me out of that hobby, then so be it.
What other trooper is on your list other than the Shadow Trooper?
Jump Trooper, Shadow Trooper, Space Trooper. Just those 3. I think that once I get those, then I'm done. I've got looking up there now. I've got Shock.
Yeah.
I've got Rogue One. I got 2 Rogue Ones. I've got all the Jedis. All the sideshows. Except for Corporal. I don't have Sideshow's Corporal still.
I don't have the TIE Pilot from that Sideshow made. I don't have that one.
Yeah, which one would you want?
They made one for Rogue One, right?
They made one for Rogue One, and they made one from the original trilogy.
Yeah, I'd probably get the Rogue One.
It's pretty tight. The costume's pretty cool.
If I remember correctly, the Rogue One version of it is more shiny.
Yes, it's got a shinier suit, and it's got the gray stripes coming down.
That's right. The stripes, yeah. And so I think I'll probably track one of those down at some point. We'll see. I need a Hot Toy Shore Trooper. Brandon, don't we all, buddy? I have one, and I still need another one.
I had one, and I sold it for way too cheap.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah. I think it's going for probably $100, $150 more than I sold it for right now. Very, very sad that I did that. That was really dumb.
That hurt my feelings.
But I was young. I needed the money.
Hey, there is not one thing that I've sold that I regret selling because at the time I agreed to it.
Okay, that's a reasonable way to look at things.
At that time, it's not like I said, "Oh, this is worth $500. I'm going to sell it for $100." Nobody does that. So at the time, it was worth what I sold it for, or it was worth what I paid for it. One of those things, and so I just throw that regret out the window and move on down the road. So.
The only rule is if it's a giveaway, you can't sell it.
Kent's got jokes. That was funny. Kent, did you see that message Kent threw in our chat this past week, Terry? He went to work. I guess it was Monday or Tuesday, or maybe it was Wednesday. I don't know. And he said that Thanos did it. Half his workers are gone.
That was great.
That was genius, man.
I got a really good belly laugh out of that.
I saw that in the morning and I was like, that's pretty good, man. I enjoyed that.
Like all those endgame scenes, like it feels like living through endgame right now.
Well, congratulations, Kent. You survived.
I survived the snap.
So that means that after everything's over with, it'll be the blip and nobody's gonna talk about it.
Right. Everybody's gonna blip back.
Before we wrap up here, I feel like I should probably tell you guys that I'm as soon as this episode ends, I'm going to be dropping on YouTube on my YouTube channel a posing video. It's an experiment.
Nice.
I'm experimenting with traditionally I've always just done like an unboxing thing, and then with my face and not on camera, I've just done a posing session of the figure, and then did some photos. And I just had an idea to just go ahead and try something new and actually have my face on screen talking to the camera as I'm basically like stream of consciousness talking as I'm posing this figure, mostly unedited. I may have taken a thing or two out there that I probably would have regretted saying later.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So it was the result of a poll. I posted 5 figures that I had in box or that I hadn't opened yet, and asked which figure people most wanted to see. And the winner was the Sideshow Mythos Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, you sent me the photo of that. Yeah. Holy crap!
Yeah. So as soon as I get done here, it's not going to be everything that I wanted it to be. I actually wanted to get a couple of photos of the final pose and put it up on the end. But as soon as I wrapped the video shoot, the figure fell off the table and broke. Because I was clumsy and bumped into the table, and I didn't have it on a stand, and yeah.
Not the first time, by the way.
Not the first time this month.
No, not the first time.
Well, Fed has a bad habit of falling off things. At least you didn't have a pit.
Yeah, Terry. The other thing, you're breaking expensive stuff this month, man.
I am. Let me just roll over and show everybody else what happened.
You need to put some bubble wrap on your floor.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That hurts my feelings because I know that.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That is not cheap.
But that's broken there. That's broken down here. This snapped off, and the real damage is here's all the pieces. There's the gun, but the real damage is this armature mount, which, as you can probably hopefully see, snapped off right there at the base. So that's irreplaceable. But I think I have a plan. I think I'm going to be able to fix it and make it work. It's going to require some materials that I don't have, so I have to wait for those to arrive.
Is it possible somebody 3D prints that part for you?
No.
No, it's not strong enough.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to Sideshow and see if maybe they've got something that they can send my way. I had asked them for a replacement mount because that mount rusted out.
Right.
Pretty early on, and
I still think you should wall mount it though.
Yeah.
I think you and I could come up with a mount that comes off out of the wall with a little L that comes up into that bracket because it just and then we could tighten it.
Yeah,
with
that's a valid point. We could do our own mount. I mean, because the speeder itself isn't damaged there, and what damage there is, I can easily repair. In fact, that's going to be the subject of another video. When I do the repair work on it, I'm going to record it and actually put that up as another video.
I'm telling you, we could definitely customize a wall mount, and you could have him banking this on the wall. Yeah. It takes up no shelf space. It would be sick.
It would be cool if we could do it. If we could finagle a way to do it with one of those flexible Hot Toys.
Are they strong enough? You think?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, they'll hold an Iron Man, so maybe.
It'll hold. Actually, it'll hold the speeder. I don't know if it'll hold the speeder and Scout.
Yeah, I think we can. Whenever this craziness is over with.
Yeah.
We'll have to make.
We need to start making plans.
Plans
within plans.
What we'll have to do is make a trip to hardware store and just buy a bunch of crap and then figure it out. It'd be an episode of Adam Savage.
Figure it out.
Be tested. So that'd be great.
I'm just looking forward to getting back to Terry and Kent's toy drive. That's going to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Needs toy drives.
Boom.
Yeah, this is because this isolation is kind of. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of getting to me.
Right.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, we've been here for an hour. It's been exciting.
Okay.
It's been great. We talked about Under the Helmet that didn't exist. Actually, it was Terry being Count Dooku. And we talked about Buy Me Toys. We talked about Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 6.
Yeah.
Hopes for Episode 7 is going to be amazing. Hope so.
Mm-hmm.
After this, go check out Terry's channel, which the mods, hopefully you guys are dropping links to his channel. Because I want to go watch that video myself.
Yeah, it's still rendering, and it looks like it's still got it looks like it's still got a lot of time to render. So it looks like it's going to take another hour to render, and then I'll put it up. So by the end of the night tonight, there will be a new video up on my channel.
Better yet,
not immediately.
Go subscribe to Terry's channel, turn on your notifications, and then whenever it shows up, you get a notification.
Yes, there you go.
That would be a way to do it. So, guys, as always, I'll let Terry close this out.
We have spoken.
We have spoken.
Peace out, dudes.
Bye.
Cut.